Job chapter 31. Job continued. I made a covenant with my eyes not to look lustfully at a young woman. For what is one's portion from God above, one's inheritance from the Almighty on high? Is it not ruin for the wicked, disaster for those who do wrong? Does he not see my ways and count all my steps? If I have walked in falsehood, or my foot has hurried after deceit, let God weigh me in on his scales, and he will know my integrity. If my steps have turned from the path, if my heart has been led by my eyes, or if my hands have been stained, then let me sow and another each, and let what grows for me be uprooted. If my heart has been enticed by a woman, or if I have lurked at my neighbor's door, then let my wife grind another man's grain, and let other men sleep with her. For that would be a shameful act, a sin deserving judgment. It is a fire that consumes to destruction. It would have uprooted my harvest. If I have denied justice to my servants, male or female, when they brought a grievance against me, what then would I do when God confronts me? How would I answer when called to account? Did not he who made me in the womb make them also? Did not the same God form us both within our mothers? If I have refused the desires of the poor, let the eyes of the widow grow weary. If I have eaten my bread alone, without sharing it with the fatherless, but from my youth I reared them like a father, and from my mother's womb I guided the widow. If I have seen anyone perish for lack of clothing, or the needy without a covering, and their hearts did not bless me for warming them with the fleece from my sheep. If I have raised my hand against the fatherless, because I knew I had influence at the city gate, then let my arm fall from my shoulder, let it be broken at the joint. For I dreaded destruction from God, and because of his majesty I could not do such thing. If I have put my trust in gold, or said to pure gold, you are my security. If I have rejoiced over my great wealth, because my hand had gained much, if I have gazed at the sun in its radiance, saw the moon moving in splendor, and my heart was secretly enticed, so that my hand threw them a kiss, then this too would be an iniquity to be judged. For I would have been unfaithful to God on high, if I have rejoiced at my enemies' misfortune, or gloated when harm came to them. I have not allowed my mouth to sin by invoking a curse against their life, if those of my household have not said, who has not been satisfied with Job's meat. No stranger had to spend the night in the street. My door was always open to the traveler. If I have concealed my sin as people do, by hiding my guilt in my heart, because I feared the crowd, or was frightened by the contempt of clans, so that I kept silent and would not go outside. Oh, that I had someone to hear me. Here is my signature. Let the instead of wheat. And foul wheat